Okay, so there is question number 8. That's not very big, huh? Let me. Okay, so there's question 8. So let's turn that into a solution. So basically, we're solving linear programming problems using this new method. I'm reminding you, so before the break, we were doing linear programming. What does that mean? That means you got a bunch of equations you're going to put on a graph, and you have a function to maximize. You check the corners, right? You do the shading, find the shaded region, check the corners. That's called linear programming. All kinds of things in real life, as you saw the real life problems, use that. Maximize profit or minimize cost. Now, we're going to solve the exact same questions a different way. So it's the same questions. The next section, which hopefully we'll get to today, will be word problems that they'll look the same. You'll think these are the same kind of word problems we just did. And they are. It's just you're going to solve them using your calculator, no graphing, which is kind of nice, and just put in the buttons on your calculator and use the Simplex Method. So that's what we're doing, using the Simplex Method. So how do you do it? Let me remind you. Even though I know you didn't think about anything else all break, right? Every day it was Simplex algorithm today too. All right. Let me remind you. What you take the first equation, and basically we need to put in extra variables, don't we? So this is 1, 3, and then 12 on the right side. So let me write, I don't know if I have room here. Here we go. 1, 3, and the next one, 2, 2. I'll put the 12 over here on the right side. 2, 2, 6. So 2, 2. Put the 6 way over here. And 1, 3, 1, 3, and put the 4 way over here. So far, so good? So we're going to set it up as a big matrix. Technically, it's called a simplex tableau. So we just grab the numbers. This is going to be way easier than all that graphing stuff. You know, it's just grab the numbers 1, 3, 12, 2, 2, 6, 1, 3, 4. You put the numbers on the right side, scoot them way over to the right side because we're going to stick some extra stuff in there in a minute. Okay, and does anybody remember what we do with this guy, the one you're trying to maximize or minimize? You don't have to do anything with the 0. That's just greater than 0, nothing important there. What do we do with the maximize, minimize? Remember? See how we have x1 and x2 on the left side, and then the greater, less, whatever, and the other numbers on the right? So you got to take this x1 and jump it to the left, and this x2 and jump it to the left. You want them all lined up. You want x1 here and x2 there. So that means what happens when that 2x1, positive 2x1 on the right side, jumps to the left? What does it become? Negative 2x1. And when this x2 jumps, it becomes negative x2 plus the z equals 0. Now there's just 0 on the right side, huh? Because there's nothing left on the right side. That's what you always do with the maximize, minimize one. Why? Because you want to get them lined up. You want to get all the x1s and x2s on the left side so you can type them in all nice and orderly on your simplex tableau on your calculator. So what does that mean? That means this becomes negative 2. Right? Negative 2, negative 1. So what I'm doing here? Negative 2, negative 1. Oh, you know what? Actually, here, let's do this. That's true and everything, but I think it would be easier for you if I just told you this way. So first off, just do the main 3. Main 3, here they are, main 3. Good so far? Then fill in your 1s and 0s. Remember that? What you're going to do is you're going to go 1, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 0, 0, 1. 1's down the diagonal, 0's everywhere else. Do you remember that? What is that? That's slack variable 1, slack variable 2, slack variable 3. That's what they're referring to here, slack 1, slack 2, slack 3. It's picking up the slack. Remember? You don't have to know this, but if you're interested, you say, what are we really doing? Well, the left side is less than or equal to the right side. Less. If something's less, you got to pick up the slack. You got to give it some more to make it equal, don't you? What we're doing is we're turning all these less than things into equals by giving them what they're missing. If something's less, then it's less by a certain amount. Get the idea? And so we're picking up the slack. That's what these slack variables are. All right? Bottom now. Now take this and this and put it in the bottom line. Negative 2, negative 1. Now what do you do with the z? That's a 1z. Yes, it is. But where does it go? All the way to the right. It's got to have its own column. That's the z. And here's 0. That's our simplex tableau. We're going to put that in our calculator and hit the magic buttons. So one more time, does everybody see how I came up with that? I just take the main three equations, I put them in 1, 3, 2, 2, 1, 3, and then I do ones down the diagonal, zeros everywhere else. And then I put the max one, I push the variables to the left, makes a -2, -1. He's got ones all the way for him, ones down the diagonal, the numbers on the right. Type that into your calculator, put that in as matrix A. You know, go to your calculator now, hit second matrix, what is it? I forget the exact buttons. Second matrix, and then just hit enter. No, then go over to edit. Better get it straight here. Go across twice to edit and hit enter. Right? And that's a, what is it, a 4 by, 1, 2, 3, 4, if I said 4 by 7 matrix. 4 by 7, and then just type in those numbers. Type those in and then just quit. So enter the stuff, and then hit second quit. Just quit, and then you need the program. Who didn't get the program from last time? Let me give you the bug. Who needs it? All right, so I'll pause there. If you already have, so then just go Simplex program. What is it? PRGM, yeah. You have the program button, hit program simplex, enter, and it will automatically solve it for you. Here's I'll tell you the answer I got so you can check it, then I'll go around and give everybody who needs the program. I got my answer, the final matrix. It tells me 0, 1, 0, 0, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 1, zeros all the way. Negative half, 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 negative half, half, negative half, 1, 0, 0, 1, 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, and 9, 3, 1, 6. Are you getting that answer? Matrix, that's what you should get when you hit that. In sense, so you just type this in. So for those that are new to it, so you just type this into matrix A. So like I say, go second matrix, edit, enter, 4 by 7, enter all that stuff, and then just second quit. And then when you're done, then you just hit the program button. It's in the, you know, it's third, it's down 3 over 3. So hit the PRGM program button. Simplex will come up. Hit enter, then maybe enter twice or something, and you should come up with that answer matrix. Y'all getting that okay? Now, what does that answer matrix mean? How do we? First off, are you guys getting that okay? Is everybody getting that answer matrix? Is that coming up? So what does that answer matrix mean? Well, again, we have to go back to this setup, right? This is x1, this is x2, and then this is slack 1, slack 2, slack 3. The last spot is z. These are answers over here. This is the right side. If it helps, a lot of times they put in 2 lines like that. A line over the bottom row and a line before the right column, just before the edges there. Anyway, and so remember how you read the answers. Any column, let me get this stuff out of the way and write some more things to help you out, to remind you. If a column is not all zeros and a 1. If a column is not, then it's what we call not basic, and it equals 0. So like look at x2 for example. Or wait, am I getting the lingo confused? Is that called basic or not basic? I forget the lingo, to tell you the truth. Let me go back and look. Yeah, so that's all. It's non-basic or not basic, whatever. It's not simple. Maybe that'll help me remember it better too. All zeros and a 1 is simple. It's basic, isn't it? That's what you want. If it's not basic, if it's non-basic, if it's not all zeros and a 1, then you just say that letter 0. Like x2, see x2 is not all zeros and a 1. Well, that means x2, we're making you 0. x1, though, he's all zeros and a 1. He's basic. Okay, so he's not 0 then. What's his answer? You look where his 1 is and you go all the way across. 3. So x1 is 3. Everybody see how I did that? You go to the right edge, in other words. If the letter is, if the column is all zeros and a 1, his answer, find out where the 1 is and go all the way to the right edge, 3. So that's why x1 is 3. You see in the final answer here? x1 is 3, but x2 is 0 because he is not basic. He's not all zeros and a 1. Does that make sense? We keep going. Look at S1. He's all zeros and a 1. So where's his answer going to be? Find the 1, go all the way to the right edge. 9. See how S1 is 9? Let's look at S2. Is he all zeros and a 1? No. He's not basic, so he's just 0. How about S3? Is he all zeros and a 1? Yep. Find his 1, go all the way to the right. He's 1. And then Z is always at the bottom, 6. That'll always be at the bottom. And that's the max. Z is, remember Z's max? That's the maximum. So like in a real life problem, which we'll get to in a few minutes, you know, profit, cost, whatever, that's your maximum cost, or, well, you don't want to maximize cost. Maximum profit, minimum cost, whatever. There we go. Is that making sense? Questions I can answer. Shall we try another? Got that one down. All right. Okay, so number 9. Let's try that one. So take it first off and put it into the matrix form. So you take these, start with these two, right? Forget about this 0 stuff. And the maximum one goes in the bottom. Have you seen the pattern? We always do the maximum one on the bottom. So first start with these two. Start making a matrix. Let me let you do that. Start making matrix. Oh, the light thing, yeah. I'd open the window too, but we're in the basement. So this making sense? So you just go 6, 4, and stick the 5 wherever in the right. 1, 4, and stick the 2 wherever in the right. So far, so good? That's how we always start. And now, let's do the bottom one. How do you do the bottom one? You move that 24 and that 9 over because you want x1 and x2 on the left side. So that'll always become negative. Negative 24, negative 9. Everybody good to there? And this is going to be 0 on the right side because there's nothing left on the right side of that z equation now. There's nothing on the right side anymore, so it's 0. Everybody see why I put the 0? And then what do you put in the middle section there? 1's down the diagonal. 0's everywhere else. So 1 here, 1 here, 1 here, 0's everywhere else. There's your matrix. Put that into matrix A. Everybody see how I came up with that?
What about for the Z?
Yeah. I did the Z. It's right down here. This is, so x1 is the first column, right? x1 the first, x2 the second. Then start the slack, slack 1, slack 2. This is Z. Yeah, it's already there. I automatically did. I probably did it a little different than last time. I think this will be a little easier.
Yeah, why is there only 2 slacks rather than 3?
Because there's only 2 equations. Yeah, this one only has 2 equations. The last one had 3.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah, but really, you don't have to worry about all that and like figure that out ahead of time. If you'll just simply put them in and put the Z in, and then however many spaces are left, just put 1's down the diagonal. It'll be right. It'll just whatever's left, just fill them with 1's down the diagonal. It'll work out. So put that into your matrix A. And what is this matrix? It's a 3 by 6. Remember, you go down first, then across. Then once you got it in there, you just hit program, simplex, enter. Oh, I'm getting some decimals. You guys getting those? Let me write what I'm getting. Here's my answer. I'm getting 100. Yeah, you know what I'm going to do with those decimals? Oh, they want fraction answers. Yeah. Do you guys know a couple? This will make it easier. Do you remember what 1/3 equals? Do you know the decimal for 1/3? What's 1/3 of a dollar? 33 cents. Huh? It's threes that go on forever. Right? You know that, right? 1/3 of a dollar is 33 cents. So now, if 33 cents is 1/3 of a dollar, what's 2/3 of a dollar? 6 is forever, huh? So I'm looking at my calculator and I'm seeing 0.666 right here. I'm seeing 0.66666 like that. Guess what that really is? 2/3. By the way, you can't use the fraction button. If you hit second fraction, it won't do it because it's coming out of a program. It doesn't really know about those numbers. That's why I'm helping do this by hand. The next one, I'm looking at 3.33. You guys seeing 3.3333? So you see that's $3.33. So what would that be as a mixed number? 3 1/3, huh? 3.33. See how I'm converting those? And then 7. Oh, and there's another one I got to tell you about. 0.16 is forever. That's 1/6. Yeah, so you should just write that on your 3x5 card for the next test.
When is the test?
I don't know, whenever the schedule says. Looks like the 19th. Yeah, week after next. Good question. Week after next. On Thursday. Week after next. 2 weeks from Thursday. The 19th is exam number 3. Our last exam other than the final. So, yes, if you see the 0.1666, that's 1/6. So, 1/6. And then negative 1/6. And then 4. And I just have to keep moving to the right. And then 0, 1, 0. 0, 0, 1. Oh, there's more fractions, huh? 0.83. Yeah, what's 0.83? Isn't that 5? I think that's 5/6. Yeah, that's 5/6. Yeah, I guess there's a few you just have to write down. 5/6, as I'm getting that. And 1 point, that's 1 1/6. And then 20. All right. There's what I got. Did you get that? Now can we answer the questions? Remember how it works. X1, X2, so this is X1, X2, and then S1, S2, and this is Z. And these are answers. So really, I didn't need to mess with all those fractions on the left side, huh? We don't need to do anything with those. All we need is the answers on the right side. That's really all you need, huh? I shouldn't have worked so hard. Who cares what those things are on the left? If they're not zeros and ones, they're out, right? So who cares? The only ones I really care about are the answers on the right side. Those are the ones that are important to me. So let's go through it. What is X1? Is X1 all zeros and a 1? Yep. So where's his answer? Yeah, the top 5/6. X1 is 5/6. X2, is he all zeros and a 1? No. So he's a 0. Right? He's non-basic. How about S1? Is he basic? Is he all zeros and a 1? No. So he's just 0. How about S2? Yeah, he's all zeros and a 1. So where's his answer? Wherever the 1 is, to the right side. 1 and a 6, which is the same as 7/6. You guys know that? Remember how to convert 1 and a 6? You times the bottom, add the top. 1 times 6 is 6, add 1 is 7/6. Remember that? Little by hand math there. Got to do a little bit by hand. So you just multiply the number on the bottom and add the number on the top. 1 times 6 is 6, add 1 is 7. You keep the denominator the same, 7/6. And finally, Z is 20. That's the max. The lower right corner is always the max. It's always Z. Every time. And there we go. You guys getting that okay on your calculator? Is that coming out? That Simplex program I gave you, cranking that out. These are horrible by hand. I'm just drumming up a lot of thanksgiving in your heart. So you're very happy that I gave you the Simplex program, right? All right. So we good? I'll move on from there. Yeah, try that one. Let's see if you can make the tableau, the Simplex tableau, the matrix. On that. Just remember, start with these ones in the middle. So that's going to be 1, 4, 9, and put that 106 way over on the right side. And 1, 4, 11, and put that 215 way over there. Good so far? We good? And then what do you do with the z? You jump all these variables to the left side. So -6, -3, -1, 0. There's always going to be 0 on the right side for the bottom one because there's nothing left on the right side. Everybody good? And then what do you do in the gap? 1's down the diagonal. 0's everywhere else. See how you don't even have to worry about anything? It'll just automatically be right. If you just put 1's down the diagonal in the gap there, 0's everywhere else. 1, 1, 1. There we go. There's a matrix. Put it into the calculator and hit the buttons. All right, I got an answer. Y'all getting that answer there? From the Simplex algorithm. Our answer here. So then how do we know about the slack and all that? Well, actually, it'll always be the case that just look at how many variables. What do we have? x1, x2, x3. So that means this first one's x1, second one's x2, third one's x3. The last one is always z. The last one is always the thing you're trying to maximize z. That'll always be this number right here. Okay, so then the other ones are slack. So how many spots do I have then? So that's slack 1 and slack 2. Does that make sense how you know which is which? So you just put down the variables you've got, x1, x2, x3. The last one's always z. Whatever gaps there are slacks. Basically, it's 1 per equation. See, I have 2 equations? 2 slacks. It's 1 per equation. You're picking up the slack on something less than. Really, I'm skipping all the technical details. Be glad to show you I used to, back when I was a young and much meaner teacher, I used to do these all by hand. There's a whole thing that's going on here, and explain in much more detail about what a slack variable is, how the slack thing works, how the, but it's not just that I'm a nicer. I think it's better. I'd rather go quick on this, just hit the buttons on the calculator, and later we'll have a little more time. We can do more of the in stuff better. Better job on that. So anyway, just limited time. I think it's better to spend our time somewhere else. So you guys getting that okay? Let me make sure. I just want to make sure before we... So, in fact, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to end this section.